Why are you an atheist?
I don't know. I'm an incredibly scientific person. It doesn't have anything to do with proof like you were talking about earlier.
Good. Right.
It's just not something that I choose to believe in. I have never thought very highly of religion, but it's only because of extremist people.
Yes.
So I know that view is skewed of religion. It's just not something that I believe to be true religion.
Okay, give me the first belief that you have a hard time with.
Well, my belief, like I said, I just truly do not believe in God.
Okay, why?
It's just, like I said, it's just something that I don't believe. Why do you believe in God?
Hey. All right, but Katie, run the tape back.
Okay.
Why do you not believe God?
Because, like I said, it's not something that I believe makes any sense. It's just not in my mind. But you didn't answer my question. Why do you believe in God?
Okay, but Katie, if I were to say to you, the reason I believe in God is because God makes sense, I hope you would ask me, what sense? The same way I got to ask you, you say I believe there is no God because God doesn't make sense, okay? What sense?
I guess I just haven't, like you were talking about earlier, proof versus evidence. I haven't seen any evidence that has made it clear to me that God exists or doesn't exist, I guess. It's too ambiguous, I suppose.
Good. What I have heard you say is, Cliff, the real reason I can't believe God exists is because of lack of evidence.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Now we can continue.
Okay. I apologize for being unclear.
No. I think you've been very clear. I'm a little slow.
Okay.
Katie, what I hear you saying is, Cliff, I'm a rational person. And before I can believe anything, I need to have evidence.
Some sort of evidence. It doesn't even have to be huge amounts of evidence. I just have any conclusive evidence whatsoever.
Good. So, what would be the conclusive evidence that you would need in order to believe God exists?
See, that's partially the problem. I don't even know what that would be. So how would there be any evidence if there's not any that could actually provide a conclusion that God exists, I guess. Not prove, but I don't know.
Okay, I don't need to be snide here, but if what you just say is what you really believe, that you don't have the foggiest idea of what conclusive evidence you're looking for in order to believe that God exists, what are you doing wasting your time talking to me right now for?
I'm just wondering what makes you believe in God.
Great, thank you for asking. I, Katie, am convinced the evidence is God does exist. What is that evidence? Order and design demand an intelligent mind. A shirt demands a tailor. A delicious meal demands a chef. An automobile demands an engineer. A building demands an architect and a builder. To think that order and design come about by chance, nothing in my observation validates that. A watch points to a watchmaker. Travel from the watch to the hand. This is far more highly designed than this. If it's ludicrous to believe that this came about by chance, how much more ludicrous is it for me to believe that this came about by chance? Design demands a designer.
It didn't come about by chance, though. It's scientifically proven that humans came about from evolution. There is conclusive scientific evidence that that is exactly what happened.
There is absolutely no scientific evidence that God does not exist. There's absolutely no scientific evidence that God does exist.
Yes.
Science is a study of process, how a process works.
I'm just saying, like, you were saying that we come from a designer. I'm saying that we come from evolution. I'm not saying that that scientifically disproves God's existence. I'm just saying that is how we came about.
But then the difficult, important question to answer is it more reasonable, is it more plausible to believe that behind evolution there's an intelligent mind, or is it more plausible and reasonable to believe that behind evolution there's no intelligent mind, there's just chance and fate?
It's not even just chance and fate, it's due to environmental circumstance. It's not
That's chance.
It's not pure chance.
Of course it is.
Even science, a lot of almost everything is pure chance if we go based off of that.
Good. I disagree. I am convinced this...
Yo quiero decir que soy biólogo, tengo licenciatura en biología, estudié biología evolutiva y yo creo que existe Dios, pero no necesariamente que exista Dios desmiente la ciencia y no que exista Dios desmiente la evolución. Lo que estudia la ciencia es el proceso. Para que haya vida tiene que haber algo que cree vida. De hecho, la biología no explica cómo se formó la vida. Existen una serie de teorías que si las estudias te darás cuenta que no tienen nada de evidencia científica detrás. Son teorías especulativas de cómo se originó la vida, de cómo pudo haber surgido la vida. En todo caso, la evolución no implica la no existencia de Dios. De hecho, el hecho de que se haya creado vida es una muestra de que existe Dios. ¿Por qué? Porque la materia inanimada no crea materia animada. Tú no dejas un bloque de piedras, lodo y agua y no sale vida de ahí. Es decir, para que se cree una cadena de ADN que se autorreplique, no puede surgir por casualidad. No, así no funciona. El hecho de que se forme orden por casualidad es prácticamente, por no decir literalmente y teóricamente y experimentalmente, imposible.
This shirt is not a result of pure chance. I am convinced this wristwatch is not a result of pure chance. And I would insist that the discussion that you and I are having right now has nothing to do with chance. It has to do with two rational minds.
Yes.
Engaging.
Yeah.
Taking the time to listen to each other, to respect each other enough to take what the other says seriously, and then to respond in as reasonable a way as possible. That's rational discourse, not chance.
True.
Katie, I tried to play major college basketball. I didn't play in any games, I just barely made the team. Why? Because to put a ball through a hoop 10 feet above the floor doesn't happen by chance. It happens as a result of tremendous skill. And I don't think a 4.0 at this fine university is an accident. I think it's a result of an intelligent, rational mind gripping reality so well that you answer the questions correctly on an exam and you have a 4.0. No chance involved there. I am convinced. If you disagree, so be it. So Katie, I can't buy into this chance theory because the experience that I have of life shows me everything that has intricate order and design demands a rational mind behind it.
I suppose, but then how did our entire universe come into creation? That is not designed and ordered. It's complete chaos. Galaxies are everywhere. It's expanding and it's not expanding. That's not in any sort of order. It's just kind of happening at what seems to be random. So I'm just wondering how that follows the intelligent design.
Katie, if you and I are standing next to each other at Cape Kennedy when the spaceship is blasted out going to the moon, and if you turn to me and say, how's it going to get there? And I say, by chance, you're going to be incredulous. You're going to say, wait a second, millions of hours of hard work by tremendously trained scientists. That's why this spaceship is getting to the moon. And then I say, fine, if a spaceship can't get to the moon by chance, how on earth can a universe as complex as ours come together by chance?
How else would it have come together?
With an intelligent mind behind it. The same way the spaceship is going to hit the moon, not by chance, but because there's an incredible amount of intelligent mind behind it. So the universe comes about as a result of an intelligent mind.
I suppose, but there's no, again, like I said, there's no design to the universe, really. The fact that that our planet Earth is the perfect distance from the sun, the perfect size to even hold an atmosphere, the fact that it's far enough away from the sun to even contain water is pure chance. We could have been thrown on to a planet like Mercury and been burned up alive instantly. But instead, we ended up on this planet that happens to be perfect for human existence and any life at all. If there was no random chance, if everything was designed perfectly, then we would live on a perfect planet.
Okay, obviously you and I agree that there's a lot of chaos in this universe. But Katie, that doesn't change the fact that there's a tremendous amount of order. I have a younger brother who transplants kidneys and livers. Katie, he's got to study the order of the human body so well. He doesn't make any mistakes when he transplants. He's got to make sure that he transplants liver for liver, not liver for kidney or liver for heart. He'll get the sock suit off of him if he does anything other. Just a little, exactly. So when you look at the intricate design of the human body, Katie, it's incredible. Now, is there chaos? Is there cancer? Are there clotted arteries? Yes, we live in a fallen, messed up world, no question about it. But that doesn't change the fact that there is tremendous order and design. And that demands some type of intelligent mind, doesn't it?
Not necessarily, because, again, everything begins with some sort of random chance. Where did the very first life form come from then?
Great question. An atheist is saying the first life form came from non-life. I cannot believe that. Why? Because in all of my observation, plant life comes from non-life? No. Plant life comes from plant life. Animal life comes from non-life? No. Animal life comes from animal life. Human life comes from non-life? No, ma'am. Human life comes from human life. But you see, an atheist is someone who says, I believe life comes from non-life.
Siguiendo con ese mismo punto, el hecho de que se haya generado vida de objetos inanimados, o mejor dicho, desde causas inanimadas como puede ser una piedra, lodo, fango, un charco, las profundidades del mar, poniendo ingentes cantidades de energía dentro de un caldo de cultivo que puede dar vida, poniendo esa premisa y que haya sido de forma aleatoria, ¿por qué no puede volver a suceder? O mejor dicho, ¿por qué no ha vuelto a suceder desde entonces? ¿Por qué ha sido solo una única vez en la Tierra? Podríamos creer que ha sido por unas condiciones, ¿no? Podemos decir, no, es que en ese momento la Tierra tenía unas condiciones, pero es que esas condiciones no pueden ser muy extremas, porque si tú tienes unas condiciones extremas, el ADN se desnaturaliza, se destruye. Son condiciones que se siguen dando actualmente. Por lo tanto, ¿por qué solo ha ocurrido una vez? Eso te está desmintiendo totalmente la teoría de que fue aleatorio. No, no fue aleatorio, porque se siguen dando continuamente esas condiciones en la Tierra y no surge vida de la piedra, del barro, no surge vida de cosas inanimadas. Por lo tanto, no tiene sentido y no tiene evidencia científica que la vida haya surgido de forma aleatoria en la Tierra. No la tiene. Por mi parte, nada más que decir. O sea, únicamente deciros que le des like, que te suscribas para que no te pierdas las siguientes vídeo reacciones y que muchas gracias por llegar hasta el final. Nos vemos en el próximo vídeo.